YouTube. I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter project every single time and give my honest thoughts on how that Kickstarter project is being ran. And today, I am very excited to be checking out the 3, 6, 9, 12, 15th, 18th, 21st most popular project on all of Kickstarter right now. That is Sunken Isles, funded in 35 minutes. Okay, a 5th edition magical adventure setting for GMs and players filled with new ... by Eldermancy. Now, this was, I believe, in the top 6 just earlier this week, but it is sunk like a rock, and I'm very interested to see why. And the first thing that comes to my mind is this is such a super generic main image. Like, this looks like a really crappy, massively multiplayer online role-playing game that is not going to get funded on Kickstarter. Like, this is what this reminds me of. They took this super generic, just funded bar. We know. We can tell. The funded in 35 minutes. There's nothing more important to tell me about this project, because I'm pretty sure when I did the Twitter, it's like it's a collaboration of like a whole bunch of different artists or writers or something working together on this. I just feel like there's something more that would be more worthwhile to convey to me than funded in 35 minutes, because no one cares. No one cares, and I don't even know back in the day. I think back in the day people used to care, but now nobody cares because the numbers have all been fudged up. People put like $5 funding goals. They say, oh, fund in 18 seconds. People artificially just drop $100,000 on their projects. They'll do it through like 5 dummy accounts. So it doesn't mean anything. Put useful information. Now, the other thing I have, question here for the tabletop role-playing crowd, a 5th edition magical adventure setting for GMs and players. That seems a bit redundant. Are there some things that wouldn't be for the GMs and players? Like, I know there's GM screens and stuff like that, and special GM devices, but I don't know. It just sounds off to me? But that might just be because I'm not in the world of tabletop role-playing games. I'm just dipping my toes in here. I've done it before, but I'm not a big one. But it's raised $222,000 with 32 days left to go, which tells me, especially considering I saw it in the top 6 popularity, I believe, that it has a massive boat push. There's a lot of people who are excited and invested into this game. So let's find out why. Oof, that artwork looks much nicer when we're zoomed in on it. So as always, when you go into the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go! Oh, almost forgot. For GMs and players, filled with new locations, playables, races, and more. New locations. So this is, in fact, a sequel to something. So immediately, I feel like that is something that should be mentioned on the marquee. It's more important than funded in 35 minutes in my thought. Anytime I know I'm jumping into a world that I'm going to get to explore, let's take this for instance. I'm way more excited, and I want to know if you are as well, when someone tells me it's at a TV show, and they're like, oh yeah, there's the 5 seasons in it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much to explore this TV show. I'm even like, yay, I want to go check it out with my wife. Whereas if it's the first season, I'm not as excited. I'm still excited, but I'm not as excited. You know, because I don't want to get invested in a show and have it get canceled after season 1, because we've all had that happen before. And I just feel like letting people know that this is in fact a sequel would be more viable than funded in 35 minutes, if that is in fact the new, that's what the new, just the word new got my brain spinning. It got my brain turning more than anything else that you showed me on the main image. But let's get in the video.
Through hell, the king had a prow, seeking the peace our king he did vow. Land we beheld, the isles we found, and so on for the...
Subtitles. Subtitles would be really nice here. I'm straining my ears to kind of hear the lyrics, because I believe the lyrics are talking about the theme and about what I'm getting dropped into, the world I'm going into, but I'm having a harder time here. Now, that might just be me because I had my heads up next to too many rock concert frickin' speakers in my early and mid-20s, but I just always think subtitles are a good idea, even if you don't feel like you need them. They're just so much more user-friendly, and they don't detract, I don't think, for most people. It's only a good thing.
Future we ran aground. The Isles were kinder than we could have thought. We traded what little of goods that we brought.
Okay, at this point, it is getting awkward how long they're shaking hands. Are you going to make out? Are you going to get into a fist fight? What's going on here?
But kindness is not what the old Ecov said. We took to the land, sea, and stone that we wrought.
The prideful King Scotty we thought was our guide, but like any leader, the monster he lied. We're not...
Yeah, I'm picking up like every 4th word, and I want to hear it. I want to get immersed into this world, these characters, and all this different stuff. It's just, it's a technical issue now with the sound.
Oh, the locals, they're mad magical heart. The island, the people, they all.
And part of the reason I think it's so hard to try and pay attention to the music, at least for me, and I have ADHD, so completely different left field brain here, is also the fact that your artwork that you're showing me, the background imagery you're showing me is great. Like, I'm really enjoying looking at the artwork and the scenery and everything we're seeing here and the characters and whatnot. But it's hard to focus on both, at least for me.
They all did their part.
Like, why did he just suck up everybody's body parts? I don't even know. I was too busy trying to listen to the guy singing.
Promise away from us and turned our homes to crumbling dust.
That's why we came first and why we returned. The Isles don't want us, they've sent us to burn. So we curse the children who learn how to stay. They celebrate peace.
Now, with this person singing, I can actually hear it a little bit better. I don't know if some volume got turned down or turned up somewhere. Maybe they just sing a little bit louder. But this is the first time where I'm actually able to do that. So I really feel like subtitles would be super helpful.
Little do they see the game that they play. The future of Macomb is turning to gray.
I think that is a little bit of sound balancing and a little bit maybe of subtitles away from just being an absolute banger of a video. Now, for me personally, I couldn't hear a good chunk of it like really well and make out the lyrics, so it was just a jig with like oceany stuff. Let me know, what did you think about that video? Because I wanted to like it because I don't necessarily need gameplay. This is a tabletop role-playing game. When I'm in the board game world, I need to know about deck building and drafting and hand management and social. I need to hear those words. But here I'm just like, all right, let's go on an adventure. Ooh. And I wanted to enjoy that more. A bunch of avid D&D nerds, YouTubers, and game designers doing what we're passionate about. So, cool. 3 created, 5 back. Ghostfire Gaming collaborator, Eldermancy Downs. Let's check out the website. All right, so they did the Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns. Now, that one. Oh, my gosh. That was a fun as heck Kickstarter to go on. And that's why that raised $1.6 million. Woo! I don't think they quite caught the lightning in the bottle this time, it doesn't look like. Which is unfortunate. You know, you get a $1.6 million project and you're like, oh man, can we do it again? Can we do it bigger? All right, so what do we got here? I don't think this thing is out yet because I just did this last year. Fulfillment update number 4. Okay. Hey there, everyone. We're absolutely love seeing on Discord and social media that a number of you are getting your Twisted Taverns items in your hands. We hope this update brings you some more happies. U.S. ocean fulfillment. So this looks like we're good because people are starting to get their stuff, and if they're not, they're still being very upfront about that. They're keeping people up to date. And then yes, this is fulfillment update April 2021. They're done. So can you do it? Yes, I feel super comfortable with that. How much is it? So do I want it? I'm not sure. Can you do it? Yes. How much is it? Don't know. The Sunken Isles project has been created in consultation with Hanoa Consulting to ensure that all cultural sensitivity due diligence has been considered and addressed. Eldermancy is also committed to giving back to the community, donating $1,000 to the... So they were super worried that someone was going to get a craw up their ass and they were going to get in trouble for stupid stuff, pretty much. Like, they were like, oh, you don't have that tattoo just the right way. It's supposed to be 75 degrees tilted this way. You're an asshole. And that, unfortunately, is real. That is real. And one thing I will tell you, being someone who dives in between different Twitter worlds, the tabletop role-playing game world is so much better than the board game role-playing world. And I'm not trying to hate here. It's just, it is a really fun community, and there's tons of retweets, and tons of shares, and tons of interaction. It's a great place. That being said, I definitely do feel like it's more sensitive as a whole than the board game community. And if you're in the board game community, you probably know that the board game community, on Twitter at least, where, real life is weird, already feels pretty sensitive as it is. Not saying that's a good thing or bad thing. I'm just setting a barometer here. But the tabletop role-playing game world cranks that up just a little bit more. Which I can totally understand, actually, because I know a lot of trans people who, that was, their way of, testing out things. Because it's just... Anyway, that's a whole different video for a whole different time. Anyway, Sunken Isles, a word from the creator.
Hey, hello again. This time it's hi. Round 3. If you don't know me, I'm the author of Stibble's Codex of Companions and
I need to get that damn microphone. Stop. I've got like an 8-year-old microphone. I need to get that. Woo.
The Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns. I also made a little name for myself down on the YouTube called Runesmith. Myself and the fast-moving team over at Ghostfire Gaming have been working pretty much since the completion of the Seeker's Guide to bring you our first adventure supplement. Set in the Isles of Menaki, this cluster of highly magical islands serves as a base of operations for some characters and a homeland to others. The adventure structure that we put together might...
See, so I do gotta say, I like this right up here. Giving us the personal touch right from the jump. I think anytime you can add a personal touch to a project, it is just really, really good idea. It gives people something to support so it doesn't feel like so much of a cash grab, which sometimes Kickstarter can feel like now. It also, I think, gets you a little bit more flexibility as a human being in the updates in the comments section, especially when things go bad. When it's not, I'm insulting this board game company, this tabletop game company, and instead becomes, I'm insulting this person who's just a regular person who's trying to make their dreams come true. I think it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. So I do like leading with the video. That being said, I almost wish it was kind of interweaved in with what you were, like the original video, but I don't know. I don't really have a main issue with it. It's just, let me know what everybody else thinks. Would you rather have this kind of interweaved in here at the beginning end sort of thing? I feel like the end of this really would be the spot, especially if it was a banger video where everybody watched till the end and they get to you talking about it. Let me know what you think about that.
It actually be the first one that takes characters from level 1 to level 20, and it's over the course of 20 in-game weeks and possibly 20 sessions. Your party, in addition to everyone else on the Isles, has been tasked with essentially saving this paradise from...
So what he's telling me here is actually really, really useful information, which is kind of what I would almost want in the video. 20 session campaign where you will go from level 0 to level 20. Save this place, you know, and then especially if I understood more of the words in that, like I see what they were trying to connect here, and I just think not understanding the song lyrics just did a damper, like, real hard for me.
From a sudden disaster. After a strange eruption of paint-like goop from the center island's peak, and a subsequent revival of a foreign bloodthirsty king, the godlike...
Wait, that's what was happening in the video. Remember the thing was in the middle? Okay, dots are being
creator
connected.
Of the Isles has sort of decided that things are getting out of hand. And they are, but complete destruction of everything might be going a little too far. The adventure is going to be super fun, featuring a lot of branching paths.
Okay, cool. Like that there. A hidden isle gifted to the world faces a sudden surge of turmoil. Can you save the islands from their creator? Okay. The product that awaits. So hopefully this has the prices attached because you're showing me everything. This could be a shopping area. This could not just be window shopping. The window shopping was your main image, which I thought was bleh. This is the actual shopping area. I am in your store. I have my wallet in my pocket. I'm ready to buy. Hopefully this has some prices nearby. So what is this? Check out our wide range of products. See our campaign page below. Why below? Why below? So this is the book. This is something else. This is the GM screen. Oh, wow. We're having stand... Are we dipping into the minis territory? Oh, my. I immediately hate your main image even more. I got generic, super generic, oceany, you know, Castaway vibes. And there's minis. There's this thing, a 3D printed freaking scroll to hold stuff. And this is not showcased on the main image. Remember, not everybody knows who you are. The people that back the Twisted Taverns, yeah, they know who you are. That was a huge project. But everybody else, this just looks like a super generic project. There's just so much that could have been showcased here. 438 total production value. Well, if this is the whale, this is what we call the whale. The pledge level that they want you to take. It has everything. Everything you could possibly want and dream of and desire for this game is right here. Why not just have the price? You go over to GameFound. You know what they show you? They show you. They pin it. It's so freaking important. They say, hey, here is the pledge level that they suggest. The suggested pledge level. That's how important it is. It's pinned all the way to the top. Just stays there. So why not just show the price with me? Because this is what you want me to take, and I want it. I'm not even that convinced by your video, but this is good. Like, if I was, like, oh yeah, this looks great. This looks like I'm going to be able to weave a world for my players. And that's obviously what you want. I'd also like to zoom in a little bit, Maybe we can make this shot a little bit longer and just have the bottom part be especially focused on zooming in on the minis. Because that's going to be some bread and butter play here. Non-RPG player, how often do these tabletop RPG games offer minis? It's becoming more prevalent, and actually one of the things that's really popular right now is people just selling 3D print files. Really popular. I don't mean they're like towards the top of the popularity chart. I mean there's a lot of them. Because I scroll through hundreds and hundreds of Kickstarters. And they're becoming more prevalent, just the 3D printing. So I don't know. I don't roleplay. Let me know in the comments below. Do you use minis when you roleplay? That sounds like a good poll question. Or write that down. Minis roleplay. All right. The 5th edition adventure game gives you and your players 20 weeks to save the Isles from the complete annihilation. I love that. Each week can take 1 or several sessions. Wow, so you could potentially be in up to 40. With the character, well, more potentially. With the character leveling up at the end of each week, the islands, so you're going to level up, then you're going to be excited about trying out your new abilities next time. I do like that. I like that loop. The islands of the book and each adventure are designed to compensate for the party's growing strength in the enemies and the NPCs, new narrative races, new backgrounds. Players with the option plays one of several races introduced in the adventure, the Draconians, the race of crustaceans, the blah, 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 blah. We're beating around the bush here. Like, I want price. Like, this is all great stuff. Don't get me wrong. It should 100% be on here. And these are good. I wish this was, once again, I wish they would just take more space, zoom in. I would love to actually be able to read about the forces of Inaki and read about the player races. Just a little bit. Just this one page. Wet my whistle. See what you're doing. Zooming in, I think, would be huge. Branching paths. Sunken Isles is I just want price. Is a unique adventure as the party can choose between 2 or more adventure paths each week. Wow. Once again, I want to go back to this. A 5th edition magical adventure setting for blah, blah, blah. Filled with new. Nothing here. The 5th edition is essential. I'll give them that, but you can put that in the picture. Everything else here. Magical adventure set for GMs and players filled with new ... This is 100% wasted space. And I know they kept it because of this, but look how much theme and heart and soul and fun is in this as opposed to this. You know, it's just, I don't know. But I just, like, choose your own adventure. And they can't say choose your own adventure because that's actually, I got in trouble for using that once. Not in trouble, they sent me a message. Said, hey, don't use that. But just a branching path game. Something you could mention even here. Choose 20 chapter setting, level 0 to 20, branching paths. There's so much more useful information that could be conveyed here that I think would just get people who don't know who you are more excited about the projects. Branching paths. I know what that term means. I feel like most people know what that term means. That should be in the description, in my personal opinion. That's just a no-brainer. That gets me super excited about it again. And the replayability also goes up with that as well. The Isles of Inaki are a cluster of fiends created by a roaming deity that has been cast to the ocean of a foreign world and left to grow on its own. Each island has 4, so we're theming here. Okay. Salting, what is this? After all the incredible input we received from all our consultants, native artists, and partners, we wanted to have the opportunity to give back. Purple Maze have an amazing mission that we'll be supporting. You know what? This is fantastic, but it's not more important than your price. Maybe in the grand scheme of life it is, but right now when I'm just trying to look at your product, I do RPGs. Video looked nice, but told me very little. Nothing noticeable, not seen before. Despite this being the sort of setting I'd be interested in, I find the video is underwhelming. All right. Thanks for popping in, Rob. After all the incredible input we've received, for every stretch goal that we hit, we'll donate $1,000 to their work. That's fantastic, actually. But still, so you know what else is a price? The vision. On a vision to inspire and educate the new generation of culturally grounded stuff, support the work of Piper Mai. Pledge tiers. Here we go. $25. Get the PDF. Okay. Seems reasonable. A lot of writing. I get it. No $1 level. I think that's an interesting one. Sit on the fence. Get access to the pledge manager. Hopefully there is a pledge manager because you have a lot of stuff. You have a lot of stuff that could be, or add-ons. You know, hopefully there's add-ons because you have a lot of stuff. I don't want all the stuff at that main pledge level. I might just want the GM screen in the book. You know, so Voyager the Sea, the PDF. See, here's the thing. I don't like this. I don't like this pledge level at all. You're making me buy the dice. Why are you making me buy the dice? I want the book. I have tons of dice. I have dice that I love. I go on Kickstarter just to buy dice. Specifically, not your dice, which don't get me wrong. They might be fine. I don't know. You didn't zoom in on them. But I have my own dice. I don't need dice. Good day, sir. I don't like this at all. And I think that's going to be a turnoff to a lot of people. You are essentially strapping a unnecessary component to your book. And I hate this in board games too. I call them out. It's like, I don't want your card sleeves. Don't make me pay for your card sleeves to get an expansion. It's not cool. Don't like this. Don't like that. Defender of Monarchy. PDF, hardcover book, the Island dice set. Once again, they're so far back. They just keep getting further and further back until the point where we need binoculars to see them. Island dice set, the player journal. Don't know what that is. I'd love if this was opened. This is the second time you showed me it. Don't get me wrong. It looks really cool. But I'd love to see a glimpse of what this is. What does it look like? Not just the pretty art on the front. And then the Siege combat set. So standees. What are the components? What do I get? How big is the playmat? How many standees do I get? How many wood pieces do I get? Component list. Or a long, sexy scrolling shot of the components. Because right now, this looks... it looks underwhelming to me. But it doesn't have to. Just tell me what I'm getting. Are these double-sided? Hero of the Half Immortal Spirit. So this one is going to give you... So this is the whale. This is not the whale. I kid. This is where we get the minis. Is there anything else? Oh, yes. If you want the... See, and this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a badass GM screen. I want this GM screen. That is awesome. Oh, you want that? Guess what? You got to bump yourself up 50 more bucks to get the minis. Why? Why do I have to do that? Now, hopefully they have add-on. Please, please, please tell me they have add-ons. And that's, once again, why not give people a $1 pledge level? Because, I really don't like your pledges right now. The PDF, whatevs. Everything else, ugh. If you just give people a $1 pledge level, I bet it would be pretty popular. Speculation there. Let me know what you think about that. So this one's going to come with minis. How many minis does it come with? Is this what it's coming with? Is it coming with 5? Is this one coming with 5 as well? Is this 10 minis for 50 bucks and 2 big boxes? Also, what is that going to do to shipping? Now I am really interested in the shipping as well, because you have gone out of your way to show me that this box is pretty dang big. So hopefully your shipping section is on point. Child of the Star Breather. What new is added? Random encounter deck. So this one adds the Spell Edition dice set. Wow. Those are about the most generic looking dice I've ever seen. And I'm not trying to be negative here, but I'm just saying, if I was just like, cheap D&D dice set on Amazon, this looks like about the cheapest one that I would get. They'd say, colors are not guaranteed. You'll get random colors, but you will get one of every kind of die. That's what this reminds me of right now. I am not impressed by this. This, however, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm assuming the dice set includes this. So once again, even now, you're including the dice that I don't want with the cool thing that I do want. I want to put my dice in that. I want to put my pirate dice that I got on its own special pirate dice Kickstarter in there. Sunken Isles Special Edition book. So you're getting the original book plus the special edition book. What's so special? Is it just the cover? Is that the only special edition? Because it's shiny? Okay. So I'm paying $115 for a 3D printed tube, some very generic dice, and a shinier book. That's a really hard sell right there. Especially considering I thought the things above were also a really hard sell, at least to me. Overall, this pledge level doesn't shock me at $250. It's just the way that it was presented on the way down. I'm just like, I kind of just want the book. But then again, you can't even give me just the book. You throw it in dice. Player Journal, a 96-page... Oh, now we're going to talk about the Player Journal. Okay, 96-player A5 Player Journal to help your players track their adventures through the Sunken Isles. What's it look like on the inside? Wouldn't you like to know? Get bent. We'll show you what it looks like sitting on the table. Okay. Even if you have some rough drawings of what it's going to be like, that would be so much more useful here. Just like, boom, right here. Look at all this wasted space. Because that's a huge thing. 96 pages. This is a hefty little thing. Oh, I think they're trying to show you the thickness. I think that's it. That's the shot right there. I was just more annoyed I couldn't see what was inside. Dice sets. Combining sand and sea colors, this two-tone acrylic... Oh, so now we're kind of zoomed in on the dice. Okay? Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at this. You're telling me there's no way you couldn't have this on your front image? Going back to this. This is the main image we have. It's so insanely generic. And like, but you have a banger component. That I just feel like that's a cardinal sin. If you have a banger component, you show off your banger component. I wasn't expecting this to have this cool... Oh, this doesn't actually hold the dice, though. Okay. So it's a pull-out dice thing. Does it fold up? I don't know. Either way, it looks cool. I think you should showcase it. Miniatures. The Boss Miniature set. Hey, here's the minis. We're not going to zoom in on them. That's typically what we do with minis. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, is for you to see all the intricate little details, because here's the thing. Whenever you have minis in your project, you're not just marketing to the people who are going to play that game. You're marketing to people who just love painting. And I found that out the longer I do this segment, so zoom in on your minis. Pledge breakdown. All right, this is nice. Cool. Add-ons. Stuff. So they do have the add-on. They do have this. This is good. Good. They did not. It's going to be super annoying. But here's the bottom line. I'm going to guess this is the most popular pledge level almost. No, it's this one. Okay. 1,000 people swallow the price on the dice. 108 people. Yeah, that's okay. 442, and then the big one has 306. So that's really underwhelming. Super duper underwhelming. Because one thing that I have learned, covering hundreds and hundreds of Kickstarters, typically, the whale, the giant, massive, most expensive thing that you're offering, if you've done your job really, really well with the video and with the lead up into the price, that's the most popular pledge level. Consistently, you go look across the board, you go look at just board games, go look at the top 10 board games, pretty much going to guarantee you the majority of them have their most popular pledge level is the most expensive pledge level. Unless they have like crazy ones where you can, design cards or crap like that. So that tells me that this wasn't presented in like the most... And once again, just zoom in. I think that could have helped with a lot of things. So, shipping is approximately $3 to $7 per add-on. Purchasing add-ons is the best way if you get extra items you want on top of your thing at discounted rates. Cool. Sending out surveys. Shipping costs for the extra products will be determined after the Kickstarter. So they are talking about what they predict the add-on for the shipping price is. I like that. So this is a PDF, hardcover book. Okay. Stretch goals. So that area, I wish that this was just a little bit bigger now. Like, I wish you reminded me what the Siege combat set was. It's just like a little picture here, so I can be like, oh yeah, I want that. This feels like something more like I'd see at the back of a magazine, and it doesn't... I think it could be a little bit more friendly of a shopping section. So this is the fundraising status. We've hit $4,000 for the... Cool. Awesome. A bundle of magic items and a potion. Wow! So here's the other thing. Your most popular areas typically are going to be your video, just because that's what most people watch first. Not everybody, though. I know that. I've tons of people tell me that in the comments. And your stretch goal section. And your price section. And this is not an exciting stretch goal section. It could be a bundle of magic items and a potion. What is that? Are those cards? Are those pages? Is this what does this mean? What extra has been added to the product? I don't know. You gave me so little details here. It's not Sunken Isles character sheets. What are these going to look like? How many of them are we going to get? Yeah, I'm sure it's probably in the updates, but this is crucial information that should be updated on your page. Once you're funded, stretch goals are a great way to convince people, hey, I want to back this project, because it's just at this point, I don't want to miss out on this fantastic value. We've all seen the games that they, for whatever reason, snowball down the hill. They hit like 500 freaking stretch goals, and you're like, well, I can't miss out on this. Mafolk, the hub of the adventure. Great. Don't know what this is. A resource system for 5e. Cool. Don't know what this is. Simplified sailing. Awesome. I didn't even know there was sailing. Setting stretch goals gives us the opportunity to build on the already wondrous contents that await in the Sunken Isles, while also giving us the chance to get back to our community. As some stretch goals come at a greater expense than others, this means that not all of those can come as a free addition. In light of this, any stretch goals that have the add-on next to it, so they're essentially gonna make stuff like playmats or whatever where they can charge you for it. I've done polls on this. Those are the least exciting types of stretch goals, but from a business perspective, it just makes sense. if you can make a print run of another item that you can then turn around and sell now and in the future, it makes so much sense. So I don't have an issue with it. All right, the pedigree, whatever. I was pretty good on the can you do it. New to Kickstarter, probably not. I'll always check, but no. Yep. Overwhelmingly not. And that's always something I do like to check, though, because sometimes if it is, like, really overwhelmingly new people or a huge chunk of it, it tells you a lot about the Kickstarter campaign. Like, where did these people come from? You know, this is, you know, and that's always fascinating to me. All right, shipping. Here we go. We do not charge shipping through Kickstarter. This will be calculated through a third-party organization. Please note that once you finish your pledge, there will be a charge saying $0 for shipping. This is okay. Saying you're going to get charged for shipping. And this is nice. This is nice. We have this many number of pledge levels, and we have telling you the shipping cost of all these. And I know that sounds like a no-brainer. Like, who wouldn't do that? A lot of projects don't do that. It just blows my mind. So I love the fact they did this. UK, 39. Okay. So what am I looking at now if I just want the book and the dice, which you make me take? Because, yeah, even if I go this with the add-ons, I'm still looking at $65. And so it's just, they just really want to grandfather in those dice. So I'm now looking at $75. Okay. It's pretty high. I mean, it's a tabletop role-playing game book, so it's going to come at a premium price, but I still feel like I still feel like that's even an extra step above what I typically am expecting to pay for that. So the price, I'm not impressed by the price. And I already wasn't impressed by the price because you lumped in the dice. You know, you're thinking that, like, oh, the dice is going to add the value to it, but it's more like, I didn't really want those. And there's a reason why if you go look at other tabletop role-playing games projects, they typically don't make you buy the dice with the book. Like, it's just such an odd decision. Defender of Monachi, so this is when you get more stuff. Okay, it's clean, clear shipping area, whatever. You're going to get jacked by the VAT. Did they mention the VAT? They didn't mention the VAT. It's through our Kickstarter FAQs. You know where else it'd be great? How about right freaking here? Like, if I'm this far down in the campaign, nobody's getting annoyed like, oh, more information. No, like, this is the end. I feel like just not having it there is just an extra click you're making people take that's just a disservice to that percentage of customers that needs that information. You're like, get bent. Go find it over here. I don't like that. All right, so $571 PDF, $11.20 on the dice with the book, $108. 442 and 306. So they're evenly distributed, I'll give them that, but they did not tickle everybody's fancy with their big childless star breather, which is unfortunate. You know, because honestly, if that's your most popular pledge level instead of what is it? This one? I mean, you're looking at probably close to $1 million. I mean, I'm not doing the math like in my head right now. I guess I could. 55. So we're adding a $200 extra dollars, let's say 800 people. 600 people do that. That's 600 times 200. You're looking at an extra $120,000 there. So not even close to $1 million, but still, that's a lot of money. Product information. So I hate this. I always love when FAQs are organized. Go check out Reload from Colossal Games. Go check out Yucatan. There's just a better way to organize this. Because right now, if my question is question number 12, are you Wizards of the Coast? What the hell? What? Who? Is this? I'm checking your damn comments, which is dead, by the way. 142. Ugh. I bet they got a pop in Discord, though. Get the people off your Discord onto the Kickstarter so you don't sink on popularity. Are you Wizards of the Coast? No, we're not. However, we're operating under the open gaming license found here. Okay. Not that anybody was asking. What currency are the pledge tiers listed in? US dollars. How do we... These are weird ones. Okay. Moving on to the updates. 48, 41.2, 32.2, 28.5, 13.0. These are god-awful updates. Oh, God, this is why you sink on the popularity. You're not getting people engaged at all. There are 2,576 people here who you know are role players and are very loquacious people, or potentially minis painters. They might not be. And you're not getting engagement. You are taking me into a oceany, piratey, magic-y world. Get me ingrained. This is a chance for you to maybe drop some lore on me or ask me some questions about what I'm most excited to do or anything. But let's check out their quote-unquote best update, which has 8 comments. That's not good. With this stretch goal, we have to explore a really unique system in 5e, a resource and crafting system. Oh my gosh, they're actually talking about that information that I really want to know on the Kickstarter page because it gets me more excited about your project and makes me more likely to back it. But instead, it's buried here in the update. With this stretch goal, since Monarchy and its cultures don't customarily use gold when trading, the party needs a new way to acquire and upgrade their equipment. Playable characters can harvest and trade resources around the island, and similar to familiar classics, you can craft anything from simple weapons to complete sailing boats, stuff, things. Are there any pictures? There's no pictures! It's just all text. Damn it. Okay. In relation to the last stretch goal, villagers from Naki can help look for resources during the party's adventure and even craft items. In the meantime, we'll be adding town improvements where the village can benefit from specific creatures like cabins and magical defenses. Holy guacamole! This is a fantastic, huge, exciting gameplay element you're telling me about here. 2 comments. Or no, 8 comments. Okay, this one is 8. This is exciting stuff. You know where else this would be exciting? Is if you made that into a bite-sized statement on the stretch goal area, maybe with a sexy picture accompanying it. That's exciting. It's buried. I'd make a Meyer scale fire. And did they ask people to say, we're excited to have this, and as always, can't wait. Oh, so they did ask a question. Which would you choose? Which class would they be? What would their name be? Oh my gosh. So, once again, I always say, asking questions is a good thing. And this is their most popular pledge level. But still, 8. Only 8 comments. That's surprising. A fighter with secrets. So they're asking a question about the lore. It's just, there's not that many people getting engaged. Now, did you do it on the first few? Or did you just burn them out with crap updates? Because that'll also happen, too. Once I see a couple bad updates from a Kickstarter, I'm like, alright, I'm done looking at your stuff. Welcome to Sunken Isles. This is very wordy. It's got a live stream, and nobody commented on that. Like, nobody was even like, hey, I'm super excited to be here. That's super unique to me. That normally does not happen. Normally, you always just have the people like, hey, excited to be here. But they're churning this. I see them popping in, so that's good. They're trying to get that. The most recent stats. Pledge, backers, stuff. Stretch goals. So, cool. Based only on the current velocity, we would reach about $345 by the 48-hour. Based on the current velocity, so this is cool. The most recent stats. So pretty much just Landon is just the giant gridded combat map in the $85 tier. What is it? And which add-on is it part of? Wow, I'm guessing at the Siege Combat set. So look at this. Like, this tells me that you are not showcasing your products well enough. If, like, this place is dead. It's Landon telling us about how we're trending. Big ups, Landon, because that tickles the Kickstarter algorithms. It's Gideon saying, I don't quite understand your shopping section. And then someone else saying, I think it's this. I'm guessing it's this. And then you say, yep, that's it. That tells me your shopping section is not on point. And that's exactly what I said earlier. It's just not fun. In the special edition book, just the player handbook, or is it a different book? Hi, Travis. The special edition and regular edition are the same thing. One just has a very fancy cover. Oh, sparkles. Yeah, okay. To also add, the player journal is different to both the regular hardcover and the special edition. So this is a softcover booklet designed to track your journey and adventure as you explore the Isles. Yeah, I kind of got that. You know what would have conveyed that even more? Pictures of it. The fact that you feel the need to come in here and say, hey, wait. Just to avoid confusion, that other book, that's also a different thing as well. That should be 100% conveyed to me. Like, is it possible to buy individual components alongside the hardback book? I'm keen on the maps and GM screen, for example, but not so much the dice and the journal. Yeah, there you go. Give me $1 pledge level, and you will see. You know, just because you get the money from the add-ons on the front end, I think you'd see more success. Yes, you can purchase most of the items in the campaign as add-ons. Check down 2 to 3. And you'll see the full edition. Don't add, so that doesn't solve his problem. He doesn't want to buy your stupid dice that you didn't advertise very well, you didn't zoom in on, and looks super freaking generic, at least to me, because I didn't get to see him up close. That's what he's saying. Mr. Crowboy is correct here. Cool, Mr. Crowboy. But the bottom line is, you're still going to, like, I did the math. If I get the PDF, and then I get the book, because I just want to go pee, and that's not a good fun shopping section. Landon, cool. Keep it up, Landon. Is a special edition cover exclusive last tier? It will be upgraded to the normal ones from the lowest tier. And once again, so that's just people having questions about your shopping area, which says to me it's not a very good shopping area. And overall, final grade, Sunken Isles. Let's check out where these things are. Mostly United States of America, I would imagine, especially since you didn't mention the VAT. Like, that's a full point grade drop to me right there. VAT. Innovate. Whatever. Where's the VAT? Okay, so it is here. Never mind. Never mind. It's right there. It's actually right there. I need to read. Will also be charged as part of the backer kit, so you're going to get jacked by the VAT. Okay. Take backsies. As long as you mention the VAT, that's all I need. So final grade on this one. Do I want it? Not really. The video didn't sing to me, which, that's what you want with one of these. Especially when you're like you have the music going, you're going to take me on a magical adventure, and the product itself looks cool, but then when I get to the shopping area, the how much is it, I didn't feel like it was a great price, because it's $85 for a book. I'm not even factoring in the dice because I didn't want the dice. Okay? It's if you give me a mint at the end of dinner, I'm not factoring in that into the price of dinner, because I wasn't expecting the mint. I didn't ask for the mint. I don't want the mint. I don't like the taste. Whatever. I do actually like the mint. I don't want to badmouth mints. I love them. But and then the main image here, like, it's so uninspiring. It's you didn't really lean on the fact you're from the creators of this, whatever the hell the other one was. I think that's also a negative here. From the creators to the Seeker's Guide to Twisted Tavern, that should be listed somewhere here. This logo should be, in my personal opinion, somewhere on your main image, because this was a hell of a fun ride. I see this and I say, oh my gosh, I gotta click on this. And maybe you're getting at least more clicks here. But I don't feel like the Kickstarter page does a great job of convincing. Do I want it? Not really. Can you do it? Yes, I feel comfortable with that. How much is it? Don't feel like it's a good price. So, at the end of the day, I feel like this is a really poorly ran Kickstarter. Just from top to bottom. The main image, to the shopping area, to just the meandering, to just tons and tons of text, to the no subtitles, so I didn't even really get involved with the song and get engaged in the world, which is the whole point of a role-playing game book. So I'm going to give this one a D. Like, I'm trying to think of what I did like about the project. I like the personal touch towards the beginning. I would have liked it interspliced in the video a little bit better, but that's a nitpick. I love the fact you get the personal touch there. I love this shot if you actually gave me the damn price and then explained to me all the different pieces. I like the pictures, but I just think they all needed to be zoomed in on. But yeah, I think a D on this. I'm not a fan of this Kickstarter project. But let me know in the comments below, what is your final grade for Sunken Isles, funded in 35 minutes, because that's way more important than branching paths. That's super more important than created by the same people who took you on the fun ride of Twisted Taverns, which is actually shipped out to a lot of people right now who are actually enjoying it because we do handle our business really, really well. Like, it's just in this, like, just this main image, just downhill from there. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for Sunken Isles. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.